Now these 2 weeks have been crazy, you know. Yesterday I did 700 miles empty from Wawa, Ontario through Sudbury, North Bay back to Cambridge. Started at 8, finished at 10, everything legal by the book. And got a new assignment, just a local move. Found a guy with a forklift, paid him 60 bucks Canadian, so 45 US to put this on. And then went to Arona, kind of like Home Depot, got some boards because my previous ones were broke, so gonna use this for outriggers. And you guys are in for a treat because I'm picking up the biggest, baddest machine ever. I never had such a heavy load. And so finally this is the real deal with the flip axle. You know, before I used it a couple of times, right? But that was just, I don't know why. The excavator was like 83,000 pounds. But this one, my paperwork says 93, and I checked specs online, it says 105. But maybe that's with a different boom or different bucket, or maybe, I don't know. I know it's a John Deere 405, you know, 4 series. So usually when you have 4 in the front, that's a lot. And it's pretty wide. That's why I need the boards. And right now I'm at a duty free in just near the border, back at Fort Erie, Buffalo on the other side, right? So I'm like a bus, you know, this way back, right? So I forgot how many times did I go through here before this long trip to Thunder Bay. But so yeah, so I came 100 miles empty, and I'm loading on in a suburb of Buffalo. It's called Angola, New York. I know there's Angola, Indiana. There's a truck stop over there on I-69, but it turns out these guys have their own Angola, their own piece of Africa. So Angola, New York, just like 10 miles southwest of Buffalo, and it goes back to north of Toronto. So basically I did 100 miles empty, and then I have to sit till tomorrow because they want this excavator to be delivered tomorrow, north of Toronto. So 100 miles loaded. Pays pretty good. Makes me wonder why I do all these super long trips, you know. But it's really big. Let's go take a look at it, because they need to wash it. I mentioned this to dispatch. I said I hope they know that it cannot go dirty across the border. And I'm back in US. Go through the customs here, and we'll be on our merry way to pick up the John Deere 450. And that's it, the border's done. It was quick and easy. And I'm on I-190. See that yellow monster in my mirror. So we finished loading, and this sound is this guy, that's his truck. He does a mobile wash. So my dispatch did tell him that it has to be washed. You see the guy is washing it over there. And this thing doesn't have a bucket, so hold on, too much noise. Doesn't have a bucket. I cannot believe one guy wrote a comment on my channel saying that he misses this sound. How can you miss this? Something, I don't know, nostalgic. The guy grew fond of the Mac startup sound. Now imagine if your computer did this, you know, when you start your Windows and it starts doing this. I think the sales would be... But anyway, so this thing is so huge, even with outriggers, it's way past the outrigger boards. I'll show you in a second. Like right now I'm just trying to get out of the way of this track washer guy, or rather the machine washer, because right, I cannot put chains on while he's washing. And we wanted to measure the height, and first we put the where did we put it? We put the boom, like there's no bucket, and that's, you know, actually that's a problem. And the bucket is huge, but without the bucket it's about 6,000 pounds lighter, so they're saying it's about 93,000. And before, you know, I hooked up to the trailer and I checked my gauges, and it's way too much on the truck, and even with the maximum pressure on the pusher axle. And we put it like on the board between the beams, because this thing is so big, you know, like I couldn't put the boom where I usually put it at those lowered cross members, like with a normal excavator, because it's so big. And so the counterweight was too close to the truck, right? So I called the guy, I said, could you please move it a couple of feet forward? And so we lifted that board, and I put my big block 8x8 and put it right where my tarps are. And there's a big cross member there, so it looks pretty solid. I like that wheel bolster. I'll show you once this guy finishes washing. And I'm gonna put a bunch of chains on this thing. So 93, well, let's say 100. All right, just to be safe, because its tracks are so wide. I don't want it to slip, you know. So 100, I need chains, enough chains to cover 50,000. All right, so my WLL workload limit is 11.3, 11,300 pounds. And so I need 5 chains. Well, 5 direct ones, so 10 short ones. Yeah, I need 10 chains. You guys ready to see the big tamale? Let's go. It's raining outside, so better have your swimming trunks on. Oh, that was a lot of work. Well, my camera is waterproof. So John Deere 450C. As soon as I put the camera on, the rain intensified. Look at the tracks. See? That's why you use outrigger boards. And I just got some cheap ones at Home Depot, Rona. So they said it's about 93,000, so I put, and surprisingly, for such heavy machine, there's nothing in the frame, you know, not a single hole over there. And so I just had to improvise. Of course, the first line of defense is you just hook up a chain like this to a track. But of course that doesn't fool anybody, because especially in a used machine, you know, these tracks, they can crack, so that's just like preliminary thing. So my main concern was to prevent the machine from slipping, because it sits, you know, like on the side of the trailer, because the frame is so wide. It's over 12 feet wide. And so I just found, you see, like over there, I found places where I can put chains. Let's hide from the rain. So I use this one, then over there, so that's 2 pairs, right, like real stuff, really strong over here. And 2 in the back. Well, I don't count the track, I see like this. But over here I wanted to do the same here, but there's something in there that prevents the chain from going around this little thing. So I just did like this. And of course I put a chain on the boom, and we had to do it like this because when this boom was here, it was touching my trailer, and there was too much weight on the truck. So I'm still waiting for the permits because my dispatch was not aware, like the customer did not tell us that it was this wide. You know, it is pretty wide. And we were just reading here. Well, like you see, I got this booklet. United States Truckers Regulations on Oversized Loads. It's not a very good one. Before I had a different one, like different edition. That one had Canada. This one is only US. So for me it's not very useful because I want to know regulations in Canada. But I'm looking here like by the state. New York, right? In Ontario I have an annual permit, so I don't worry about Ontario. Pilot escort is required on 2-lane highways. One front pilot if over 12 wide, 80 feet or more long. I'm 80 feet. 80 feet or more long. So 80 feet you already need an escort. Over 12 you need an escort. You know? Okay, so the escort is coming tomorrow, but they told me I must bring the height to 13.6, and I'm already at position 3. You know, I like it like this, not too high, not too tall, not too low. But one thing I can do, I just realized that I used a huge block in there, you know. That's my 8x8 block. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of that block and find something smaller. This way I can drop it easy, 2 inches. That's all I need pretty much. And there's only like 2 bridges there. They said one is like 13.8 and the other one is 13.9. So when I'm right at the bridge, I can, you know, I can get out and drop the suspension to like position 1. So no big deal, but just I don't want to drive with the trailer too low because there's a lot of weight, you know. Well, look at this baby. And yeah, the thing is, you know, even if it had the bucket, like I really want it like this. I really want it closer here because it was just putting too much weight on the truck. And so even if it had the bucket, you still need to put it over here. But you see, so I can probably even use my timber, but the guy said over here they have a bunch of timbers I can use. Yeah, I just need something like, I don't know. Wow, these are massive. This looks like railroad ties or something. Something like this, but it's all junk. So I hope it starts, because I didn't drive it on, right? The guy drove it on. Alright, so we have a top in there. Well, once this thing is up, I can undo that top and I'll put that long timber under. I just like this position here because see, that's the strong point there's a big cross member in there. The main thing, of course, is not to touch this. Wow. Alright, that's the control. All I want to do is touch this. My God. This engine is so powerful. All right. See what's going on? Perfect. I got my board ready. All right. So the top goes on here. I hope my flip axle is not going to be overloaded, because this thing now weighs a ton. It catches all the water. Alright. Oh, the lights are working. Beautiful. Now I just need to hide this ugly huge timber. Which weighs only slightly less than me. You see, that's how it is useful to have these pockets. If you remember, when I bought this trailer, when I went to the shop, I asked him to weld these bars in here, and this is beautiful for timbers. That's the bucket from my machine. It's the next day, Friday morning. And the flatbed guy here with Canadian plates, Kenworth, came to pick up the bucket. And I'm waiting for escort. He's supposed to be here in 10 minutes, but I still don't have my permit for New York, so I don't know. And everybody's missing this place because the address they give us, when you put it in a GPS, it's further down the road, and this place here has no signs, you know, no numbers on the front, or at least it's hard to see. And I saw this guy pass. You know, I was sitting reading the magazine right behind the driver's seat, and I see this white truck with a flatbed going that way, and it starts turns flashing lights. So I see that he's looking for something, and there's no commercial properties around here. There's a hot dog stand over there. See that building with the red roof? That's kind of like a fast food place, you know, and it's all houses around here. See that, the operator. They put some plywood on the floor and some 1 inch by 1 inch pieces of timbers. But actually the plywood is pretty thick. Plywood is like inch thick. The dangerous job of trucking. Now that thing, if it falls on your foot, you know, and they said about 6,000 pounds. That's it. But it kind of like sits, you know. See the front where the teeth is up the floor. So now he'll use those shiny new chains on the headache rack. I see some of his so I see some of his binders still have price tags on them. You see that? Okay, moving. I cannot believe the truck pulls okay with the 93,000 pounds. I suspect it's a bit more. That guy, that's my escort over there. He's a bit impatient. I guess you see, like, they don't understand that I have a huge load. I'm 12.3 or 12.4 wide.
Skinny bridge down here at the bottom of the hill. About a 1 foot shoulder.
Yeah, 10-4. I'll stay in this lane. There's too many obstacles on the right there.
Okay. That turn will be coming up in 2 miles.
Oh, we're switching towards 20, right?
Yeah, we take Sturgeon Point Road to 20, yes.
Just one thing, Dave. You understand I have a 93,000 pounds on the deck. I cannot drive as fast as you. 10-4?
Say again, sorry, I had my RF turned down.
I just want to remind you that I'm 140,000 pounds gross. I cannot drive as fast as you. 10-4?
10-4, no problem.
Pilots. Of course, you know, time is money for this guy, right? So he's, but look at this.
Another skinny bridge, 1 foot shoulder on the right.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying here. But once again, I opened the hood in the morning and I pumped that manual secret pump. Next paycheck, definitely, the truck goes in the shop. I don't care what they do, I want this fixed. Yeah, well, next stop, I'm low on fuel. I gotta stop at, there's a Jim's Truck Plaza in Cheektowaga on our way.
Right turn coming up at the signal.
10-4. There, you see over there they have all these mailboxes, you know, all kinds of posts. No, over here it's fine, but then you saw the bridges, you know, might as well stay here. I'm sticking out about a foot into each lane. Well, now I can start moving. And it keeps raining. And what makes it difficult again is that the rain changes. Wait a second, that's the one.
Oncoming lane is secure. Take all you want in the turn.
Yeah, that looks a bit narrow. Unbelievable. We'll just keep filming till I get to till we get to 20, because that's at least already more or less an okay road. And as soon as I lift the pusher, my drives go to like 50. You know, that's why it's good to have. My next truck will definitely have a steerable pusher. Much less stress on the truck, and you don't have to do this. The cool thing about hauling oversized load is that you can break the rules. You know, you're like an ambulance or a fire truck. See, I can go over the line if I need to. Because I have an escort 2 miles away. But never mind, he's somewhere there in the distance.
Turn left onto Delamata Road.
No, we're not turning left, sorry. We're gonna go to trees are not going to be this low after I pass. Some guys just don't understand the idea of being oversized. Move, buddy. I cannot move on the shoulder, right, for you. Because if I go there, this road will be closed for 2 days until they get me out.
The railroad tracks coming up.
That's not good. You see this guy? That's good. The guy can see a huge excavator, you move away. Alright. Do you know if it's slow?
They look pretty smooth. It doesn't look too bad here.
Well, I'll check once I get closer. If it's too low, I'll have to raise the trailer a bit.
Yeah, you're looking at about a 6-inch incline and then a 6-inch downgrade. And then we got another set right after that. Same thing, 6 inches up, 6 inches down.
Okay, hold on, I gotta raise the trailer. And see, that's the beauty of hydraulics. If I had a mechanical trailer, I'd be screwed at that crossing, because I saw right away it was very steep. So thanks to 5-step height adjustment on the Fontaine, I'm able to do it. I don't think I caught the ground.
Turn left onto US 20 East.
Okay, this is like Route 20 or whatever, New York 20? No, US 20. So from here it'll be easier, but then we'll go on 177. I'll switch the camera back on when I'm at the
Okay, you're clear both ways, Brad.
when I'm at the truck stop. I see. This is good. Wide shoulders. Now it should be a bit easier. The Mac is working hard today, but I can feel this, 1860 pounds of torque.
4 on the shoulder, 18 coming back.
I decided I worked hard enough today from 9 o'clock. So I'm parked at the truck stop. No, the thing is, this is it was the only truck stop on the way here, on the way to the border in Lewiston. And I needed fuel, right? Because I thought I'd be going through Fort Erie, and I didn't. I was very low. But the good thing is that fuel here is like $2.45 a gallon US. Much cheaper than Canada. Normally in New York it's pretty expensive, but this is a small truck stop. And my pilot kept telling me, like, this guy was very pessimistic, but he was giving me all the bad news. He says, if we left at like 9 o'clock from place where I loaded, and it was 35 kilometers or what, 20 miles, 16 and 16, 32, 22 miles. It took us 90 minutes to do 22 miles because of all the lights, all the turns, then I had to stop at the railroad crossing, right? So from here to Lewiston, it's 60 miles. And again, it's not the freeway. Yeah, I thought 20 would be good. It was only good for a couple of miles. After that, it was all lights. And then we switched to 277. And this is basically Walden and 277. And so yeah, it's the same crazy amount of lights, just city driving. So, and that's what I told the boss. I said I had to shut down. He says keep going, and I look at the clock. I have to stop at 12 today. Like, there's no oversized loads today allowed in New York after 12. I cannot be on the road. I can get a huge fine, which is not worth it. And the same for the pilot. He says, I don't know. He says at 12 o'clock I'm shutting off my light. Because he says for him the fine is $1,000, US. And yeah, so if it took us 90 minutes to do 23 miles, and then by the time I finished fueling, it's 11 o'clock, so we have 60 minutes left, right? So 90 minutes for 22 miles, that means that in 60 minutes I will do 10 miles, right? I don't know, 12 miles. And it's 60 from here to the border. So, like, unfortunately, this is it. This is the life of a heavy haul trucker. I'm like freaking 60 miles from Canada. There's nothing I can do, So I'm stuck here till Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Today's Friday. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday is a holiday. I don't know if they will pay me anything because I'm on a percentage. Well, maybe they should pay, right? Because yesterday we could not drive. It was we didn't have the permit. Then today we got the permit. The guy showed up, the escort. We started driving, and that's it. We shut down. So I think they should pay something. I mean, the customer. I'm thinking about the customer. Like if this was a drive-in operation or even step deck, you see, like that guy over there. There's a maroon Pete with a flat, right? So I bet he's being paid for sitting here. But heavy haul, you know, it's not so clearly cut because the customer pays a premium for the load, right? So my load pays much better than the flatbed load. And so often customers assume that, you know, this is it. And first of all, now we have to charge them extra for the escort because they told us I was under 12 feet wide and I'm over that. So we needed an escort, right? And the holiday. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it was a smart thing to do, you know, like rush. There's no, like the escort lives in this area, this guy Dave, and he said he knows this area very well, and he said there's only other place to stop before the border, and it's just like a parking area. He says there's nothing there, like at least here, there's right behind me, there's a restaurant, and there's a shopping center across the street, there's Walmart 1 mile over here, there's Applebee's, TGI Friday, you know, it's a very nice area to sit in, so I don't mind, you know. Like all I have in Canada is my car, right? No wife, no kids, no dogs, no cats. And that's one of the reasons I was thinking of getting an animal, you know, but the cab is small, so I cannot take it with me. I cannot leave it at home because you see. And in the conclusion, one thing I wanted to say is that I'm familiar with this area. When I bought my Ram truck a couple of years ago, Ram 1500, right? Of course, the first thing I do on any vehicle I buy is I change the exhaust. Like, I cannot stand the factory exhaust. It's too quiet, too restrictive, you know. And so I got custom exhaust from, what's that company name? Flowmaster. Flowmaster, I like them on a big engine. Sounds amazing. So I got a kit. And they don't ship to Canada, so I found a FedEx. It was either FedEx or UPS. They were okay with these big packages. I double checked, and so I bought it online. I think even on their website, Flowmaster, mufflers.com, and I had it shipped over here. And then when it was here, I got a notification, right? So I jumped in my Ram truck and drove 100 miles to the border, across the border, because this is very close to Buffalo Crossing, you know, to like Fort Erie, the Peace Bridge. And I went in here, and it was somewhere right here. I picked this up, the mufflers, and then right on the corner when we were turning from Union on 277 onto this Walden, I saw in the corner, I look at the area and, you know, looks familiar, and then I see that shop. It's a muffler man or something, or some kind of a muffler shop. Anyway, so I went in there, and without any advance notice, the guy backing next to me. See, master at work. I hope he doesn't hit me. No, I'm kidding. He's parking next to. This is a very nice, lots of parking here. Look, you know, and the restaurant is right behind me. This building you can see in the mirror. And so yeah, that's what I did. So I went there. I said, guys, are you too busy, or can you install these mufflers over here? And so I had them installed. And then I was honest at the border. I said, yeah, I got. What did you buy? Like, what was the purpose of your visit to U.S.? I said, well, I bought these mufflers. They don't ship to Canada, right? So I had to get them shipped to the U.S. Everything was legit. And then I said, here's the receipt. The guy charged me, I think, like $75 or something to install them. And I said, I bought the actual mufflers I bought from Canada, right? Through a website. So I don't know. I didn't pay anything over here on the US side. I paid with my Canadian card from Canada. So I think the only thing I can declare is the labor the shop charged me to install the mufflers. And so I was in and out. Basically, I came in the morning and I left in the afternoon as soon as the mufflers were installed. I think it was like Series 50 Flowmaster, very nice, you know, on a 5.7 liter engine. It's not too loud, but not you know, much louder than the factory, but it gives you that. Wait a second, I thought this guy was waiting over the weekend. He's leaving. Come on, flatbed. See, no weekend detention fee for you. Think about that. No, he's going. But yeah, the cool thing about that guy is that he's not oversized, right? Not if you're regular load, not oversized, you can keep trucking. Like, there's no restrictions, right? So these restrictions are often for are only for bad guys like me, where a track of the excavator sticks out like 20 meters on one side, 20 meters on the other. So anyway, I'll try to do another video during the weekend if I find something interesting to do here. Maybe I'll find some, you know, cool trucks. But this is it. So this is long because it covers 2 days, right? And this is once again, this is the biggest machine and the heaviest machine I ever did, ever since I started hauling. So, you know, to me, this is an important move, and that's why I don't want to screw up. I don't want to rush. I want to do everything by the book. And so we're sitting here. So have a good weekend, boys and girls. I'll find something to do for myself here till Tuesday. SERGEI out.